Hey guys, we're here at the hitting zone. Last stop. We got two teams in here, Gas House, USA Prime, which I think they're a little both. We're gonna find out tonight. We're gonna talk with Dan Seddon and then Mitch Thomas with the Tribe. So let's head in and see what's going on. Got the TV show going on.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was trying.
It's in the back of the plastic knife. Yeah. Oh.
Everybody's working out. Looks like we're everybody's getting warmed up over here. How you doing, bud? Good. Get over here and start talking, seeing what's happening. How are you, sir? How are you? Good. I'm taking my jacket off for you. Gets a lot of puff for Game 7 right there. Boom. That's what we're doing it for. We'll go over here and see Mr. Thomas.
You mean a sandwich?
Say hi to the folks.
Hi, folks.
This is Mr. Mitch Thomas, which most of you know from the show. And we're going to be talking with, is Dan Seddon in yet?
Dan is over there, throwing a key.
There we go. We're going to get that in here. We're going to get with Dan a little bit. And we got some fun stuff here. We're back here at the Hidden Zone.
A little bit. We have PBA in here. You did the thing with PBA. And
we did the Hidden Zone, the camp
with Justin, which just left yesterday.
Yeah. So we're going to have some fun. This is a really good team right here. This Gas House 15U. Then we're going to see some Prime,
Missouri.
I said that. Prime, Missouri. Which is silly.
That's good.
No, I'm kidding. Sorry, Dan. And then we're going to check out a little bit with Mitch's squad, his 15U squad, right?
Yep.
15U squad.
Well, we'll have 15s and 17s in tonight. So the guys for high school, we're trying to get ready. So we're going to hit with this group tonight. I work with Dan and his group. And then my group tonight will be going live. So trying to get ready for high school ball coming around the corner.
It's that time, tryouts, baby. Yeah.
We got a lot of kids in the GAC South, so we got a lot of nervous Nellies. I got something fun to talk about a little bit tonight that I think will follow your, as most fans know, our conversations on the body follows the mind kind of thing. I have a.
I'm converting him.
I have something that I heard the other day that I think you will like. So I'll bring that up a little bit, and I'll actually talk about it with this group here coming up here in just a minute.
Absolutely. So, all right, so stay tuned. We're going to jump in the cages, guys.
Let's do it.
That's right.
What happening tonight is, as you take your round of BE, okay, for a little while, I want you to tell us a story. You're not going to do anything but tell us a story. So if you're hitting with Coach or I, or all three of us, you're telling us a story. Okay, there's not a reason why you can't come up with a story. It could be a fake story. I had somebody that bought a boat, apparently sailed the Pacific to Europe, which was very interesting because if you know anything about Europe and the Pacific Ocean, it doesn't really match up. So that was very fun conversation to have because you guys know me. I was pretty smart about my responses. And there's a reason why. You should probably know why because we had this conversation yesterday. I'm not going to give you that information just yet. Okay, and so what's going to happen is you're going to go through a couple rounds telling me a story or coach's story or whoever's throwing in the cages. You're going to talk about a story, all right? Then, like after a few rounds of hitting, we're not going to say anything to each other.
And keep that in mind.
That's from the only guy in here that likes to do.
One more. I had to go to my wrestling tournament because
Where'd you go next?
afterwards we had a little too much sugar.
So I'm assuming you went through your door.
Right now. I can't remember any of
Were you telling a real story or?
No, that was completely fake.
No, I was talking about blue bears.
Blue bears.
Blue bears climbing up a volcano.
You do realize that might have been a Care Bears thing. They got blue bears and Care Bears.
And then they started going after the fight.
I'm ready to do a real story.
And
You got a real story? Yeah, I thought your last story was a real story.
It was, yeah. Now I'm doing a story about my brother. That's my brother's story. I'll be my brother.
Okay.
I'll say how your sister did.
Really? Yeah.
Well, my dog wants to go.
Dan, when Douglas starts, no more stories, and you don't respond, no conversation.
Playing the zoo. This is 2 years ago. After the first half.
Is he not talking? Don't throw a pitch till he talks. Is that what you do with the plate? Well, then get in there, dig in, and have
2 points.
something happen.
Kansas won 2-2, I think like 52, and I was in the student section.
Is that Kansas beat Mizzou?
Yeah.
You said Mizzou beat Kansas.
No, Kansas beat Mizzou.
This year?
It was both this year and last year. They got to 96 this year.
Hey, Mizzou's better in basketball this year.
Kansas is ranked.
Kansas. What is it with this Kansas State stuff? What is the mascot? Oh, that's fair. So you'll know the mascot?
Wildcats.
Okay.
Runs as fast. It was like, it's okay. The Redfish is like scary.
Come on, man, I taught math for 8 years.
Ball out of the hand.
Help me out, man.
I don't remember what it's called. It's like
All right, get out. Who's fishing? Oh,
I don't remember. I said redfish, bluefish, onefish, twofish.
Cam, is this your next round? No talking. Let Coach Boston know. Attaboy, Douglas. Way to go down and get it. 2 in a row.
Every time you go to the same spot. You got to recognize. I don't mind winning, but that's the way to do it. And as soon as you do, you guys see that, the pitcher and the catcher,
Okay, so what I'm getting at, guys, is our thought process to hitting. Right? Every time we go in the batter's box, we think about what we have to do in that moment, right? We think about runners at second and third with 2 outs, we're down a run, you think that I gotta get a hit. That's always our thought process, right? And we go in there, what happens probably 9 times out of 10? We fail in at a bat. I mean, that usually happens. What happens when you're feeling good in that at bat? Do you think that you have to get a hit, or you just know that's going to happen? You're going to put a good swing on a ball, and whatever happens, you can walk away from that approach, that at bat, a little bit better, right? So the idea behind this thought process was having conscious thoughts versus unconscious thoughts. Okay, so the conscious thought is I have to get a hit, right, in this situation, where the unconscious thought is basically see the ball, hit the ball. As simple as it probably can be, right? So how many guys hit in the cage really well but can't hit in the game? Okay, what is the differences between hitting in the game and hitting in the cage? Huh? That's a conscious thought, right? And so you're trying to tell yourself, I need to do something. When all you gotta do is put a good barrel on a ball and let the rest fall in place, right?
Yeah, I think it was just subconsciously, like a lot of the things that I've talked with you guys about is trusting what we've done. Trusting that your ability is good, trusting that your talent is good enough. And what I saw was that take place without you guys realizing. A lot of you guys were still talking, telling me stories and not realizing. Douglas was peppering the L screen left and right in the back screen, telling me about how he learned how to ride a bike or going to his neighbor's house or something like day. So it's like just subconsciously understanding that your talent is good, and hopefully that translates onto the field. Because once you get on the field, you got pressure. If you got a guy on second and third and coach yelling at you that you need a hit or whatever the situation is, just trust your ability and let that take over instead of your negative thoughts.
The thing that I want to see, guys, is 26 minutes. Being unleashed when you're in here. What he's talked about before, it was stay back and then explode. Your vicious, I forget how you put it.
There's all kinds of things.
Well, I mean, it's like
the violence.
The violence, there it is.
The violence comes from here, right?
Be violent in here right now.
Calm before
Okay?
the storm.
So that's what I'd like to see right now. Get after it.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Have a good rest of your session. Let's go.
That one team that resides in this state will make it this year further than that one.
Guys, we're out here at the hitting zone tonight with Daniel Seddon from the... Now,
It's a challenging name. We are formerly Gas House Baseball Club, now USA Prime, Missouri.
USA Prime, Missouri. So you guys still using the gas house at all?
We do a little bit. Kind of USA Prime Gas House more for our younger groups, but our older groups are strictly USA Prime, Missouri.
Okay. Now, are you the folks in Columbia? Is that part of this same process?
Yes. Yeah, they're all USA Prime, Missouri as well.
So gas house, the name gas house is. We can just put.
We're
that
transitioning away from Gas House.
I want to make sure because I don't,
No, it's a fair question.
And I just want to make sure. I hate getting people's names wrong. I really do. I mean, it's something that you can ask Mitch when you're on the show. It's like we butchered that poor, or we get a name wrong. It's tough.
It happens. There's a lot of us out there.
Yes, there is. So, how long have you been with Gas House? Because you were with
Stallions.
the Stallions,
Yeah.
little Slava. Are you guys still invested in the Slava at all?
We've started drifting away from it with our high school age groups. Kind of have some guys in with youth. I love Slava. I played in it growing up. I love what they do. Mike Buda does a really good job. All those guys over there do a really good job. We just kind of transitioned away from it. We just had far too many opportunities where guys were playing 5 or 6 games in like 4 days.
Right.
We just didn't feel like for the health of the player, it wasn't vital. So it was just something that we chose as our first year outside of Slava. I think my dad is kind of upset about that, but we transitioned away. It's nothing against them. It's just what we thought was better for the health of our guys.
Okay, fair enough. So, and that's one of the things when you look at that, the grind of baseball, when they get into high school, when they get into college, what's the thought process? Because sometimes I know some people think that prepares them better for that type of situation.
Yeah, I mean, when you go to college, when I played, it was doubleheader on Saturday, doubleheader on Sunday, turnaround, doubleheader on Tuesday. So we wanted to prep him with kind of that intensity of a schedule. So I think that's where Slava plays a good role. The only dilemma that came for us is when we're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on a weekend, turn around and play maybe a doubleheader on Monday, doubleheader on Tuesday. That, to me, is I'm using guys who typically don't throw or putting stress on their arm that maybe threw too much on Friday or Saturday. For that, I think that's why we drifted away. It's just because I think at some point it became less of development and more of hindrance and kind of like a pain development thing. From feedback of parents and other players, I felt like it was the right move.
Very good. So, USA Prime, Missouri. Where are you guys going with this? What is that?
So, reason we transitioned away, so Earl Green's the other co-owner of Gas House, USA Prime, Missouri. I'll mess it up too, so it's fine.
How you doing, Earl? Where are you at, bro? Where are you at?
Probably his daughter's basketball game or his son's basketball game.
Yeah.
So he's all over the place. So our goal with USA Prime Missouri strictly was just opportunities that had presented for our kids. selfishly it helped us out a little bit because Earl and I work. This is not what we do full time. So like they're able to help us out on the back end with some admin support. So that was nice for us. In terms of opportunities for our players, it's super beneficial for the name backing, for national name recognition. It gets us into some event or invite tournaments. Their own app is similar to Virtual Combine, so we're able to have their statistics, their data uploaded, so that way when they go to colleges, we're able to send it out very quickly, so that helps us out on the recruiting standpoint as well. So there's a lot of good there that comes with that. We're not trying to grow rapidly, trying to stay within reason, but also have quality over quantity. So when we put out teams, we're hoping that they're going out there competing for championships and working hard.
In the development process, when you're talking about that 7, 8, 9 new team that's coming, how are you working to bring those in? Are you just tryouts at that level, or are you fielding, guys that are bringing teams? What's the thought process?
A little bit of both. You're looking at a new 9U baseball coach, so that's exciting.
Love that stuff. Well, that's fun.
I'm excited. I think I'm more excited for that than 15U, just because it's a plain slate. Learn, just kind of teach these guys. So our goal with 7 through 9, at least what I tell our parents and what I've been telling the new parents is, if they come back to 10U, that means I did my job right. That means they love the game. That means they're learning how to work hard in practice. It means they're learning how to just figure out the game of baseball. Sure, we'd like to recruit full teams to come over, but we have, some coaches with younger kids as well. That's kind of where we started our 9U group at, or 8U group. So that's kind of where we're at with that.
Very good, very good. What's your goals as you move forward here? Where do you see yourself 5 years from here?
5 years? I don't know. Hopefully we're still growing. We're still doing the right things. Our intention, I don't want to ever lose sight of this. The reason I got into it and the reason that I still do it is just because what baseball taught me was just a good escape. I had, some different and challenging times growing up and in college and everything like that. Baseball was just a good escape for me. And so I had a conversation with a parent about that same thing. Even when they're going through some things, I just hope that they can get here and they're okay. And we provide a good environment for them, but also push them at the same time. So we need to challenge them, but still care for them. And then the other thing is, what I still hope to do in 5 years is I want to know everybody's name in our program. That's my goal.
I love that stuff. Good stuff. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Dan Seddon, folks, USA Prime, Missouri. Baseball club.
/ gas house.
/ gas house. For the moment.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Don't suck. Who's got some stuff?
No. Oh my God. Absolutely not.
Somebody needs to gloves. Prime on 3. 1, 2, 3. I hate it.
All right, folks. We got the man, the myth, the legend. Was that too much?
No, it was just a myth. Just a myth.
My buddy Mitch Thomas from the show. We're out here at the hitting zone. We've been doing some video work out here. Talked with Dan Seddon. We're getting his 15U team. As you can see, they're warming up out here. We're going to get out and do some video work with these kids here in just a few minutes and see what they're doing in their winter workouts. Right?
Yeah. We got 15s and 17s out
15s
there.
and 17s.
So we combine the two, the high school age group, try to maximize time. Obviously, you see our facility is full, so finding space has been difficult this winter. So,
right.
Which is a good thing. That's a great thing, actually.
It's full.
Yeah, it's full. Pay the light bill.
This 15U team is pretty much the same team you had last year at the 14U.
Yep.
The 17U team we don't know as much about. Let's talk a little bit about that. What's your expectation?
So out of the 17U team, that is part of the group that had Coach Jamal Hughes, 16U team, and then Coach Grimes' 16U team. And basically, instead of trying to fight for similar players, we just decided to merge the two together. Naturally, attrition happened, so some of the kids quit. We didn't really have to cut anybody. We didn't really host tryouts either on this, well, for 15s or 17s, really. Everybody came word of mouth. And so that was a nice process to have. We didn't have to worry about get out on a hot July day. But this 17U team, we do have a couple of new players. We got some kids, some Cardinal Ritter kids that Coach Jamal was working with that come out, and we got a couple kids, that seen us out and about playing that kind of liked what we're doing. So I think we have like five kids that are 17U that are new, and we have a roster of 15.
15.
So,
is that 15 at 17U? It's always good to have a couple more there, isn't it? Pitching wise.
Yeah,
just a couple more arms if you could, right?
Yeah, we really don't have any guys that just PO. A lot of it had to do with we have multi-sport athletes. These kids, we have some kids that do want to play college baseball, but they understand the level that their ability is at, and so this isn't something that we need to have this travel squad or travel all over the country trying to find these kids place to play. They kind of have an idea. A lot of smart kids on the team that are going to choose the education path over baseball. So it's a good mix of kids. It's fun, and they're learning a lot. I mean, they get Coach Jamal and I as their coaches. So it can be brutal at times, but we have a good group of kids, and I think for us, they've really helped our 15U team out as well. Some of them coming out of their shells, getting a little bit more personality. Because at 17 years old, you're driving now, you feel like a big shot. So that little bit of
Mom
swag
and Dad
stuff.
ain't following them to practice.
Yeah, we have young men that are working out together. One of the nice things about being part of the tribe is they have access to the facility, and so these guys will call each other up and come up and hit. And so you have the older kids working out with the younger kids, and they go as deep as our 9U team too. They'll work with.
So Mitch, let's talk about your program a little bit. You've got some younger ages. You got to mix you're smaller. What's the future looking like for the tribe?
Like anybody, I think we do want to grow, specifically on the youth side of things. It keeps the flow happening. As far as getting into the coaching side of things with the younger age groups, that's not my thing. I struggle at times with that younger age group, so I want somebody that's very patient to be able to work with those. But we have a 9U team now, 14, 15, and 17U. I would like to grow in the 8 at a 9U team, then we'll have 10 and then 11s. And that's the goal for next year. So I'd like to add a couple more teams. And just like you did in the previous episode talking with Coach Dan, one thing I like about being smaller is the intimacy that I have with the program. Being I can name my guys. I can go around. I can have conversations with them. I can sit with them. I can talk with them. I can get to know them, get to know their families. That means a lot for the big personality that I am. And so I can't imagine, we have 68 teams that are working out here. I work with Coach Seddon's prime team. I work with some of the PBA guys, and trying to remember, 300 names, ridiculous.
Oh, you can't do it.
You can't do it.
No
and
way.
so I'm like, hey, 22
It's
or
good to see
27. It's like, hey, young man, can you come over here? Like, hey, you're the long hair guy. And it's difficult. So I like being small.
When you look at that, so what does that look like moving forward? We've talked about just on the show, talking about AA, AAA, and whatnot. I understand, as you get into high school, those things fade away. But where do you see this club fitting? State, regional?
Yeah, AA all the way. I mean, it's going to be hard to compete against Prime, PBA, Nationals, the Gamers, the Gators that are over here. It's hard to compete against those places, and especially when you have facilities like they have down at Legacy, and then the Gators and some of these things that are being built. We're a grind place. You come here to grind. It's not the shiniest new toy, but we go to work here, and that's the kind of blue collar feel. That's the kind of teams that we want. And realistically, most of the players anyways are AA kids. And so they could be still pretty good and still
Absolutely.
Play high level college baseball or high level high school baseball, and consider yourself AA when you're younger. And that's okay. And we got to be okay with that.
So talk about development, that process. You've got guys in place here, and talk about some of those guys and how you work at that.
We got Coach Mike Egan, who's right now is doing our arm care with our guys. Coach Jamal is doing our catching. It was big to understand the body and how the body works, because it's something we talk about off air a lot about the hitting. We just talked about it today, about our young men not understanding movements, and that's what we're training. So, I mean, we take 45 minutes to do arm care, to get the body, shoulders, arms moving back, whatever. We do everything from yoga to, you know, obviously doing some long toss into the back wall. So I don't do yoga.
Well, no.
Or Pilates.
I gotta know, how do the kids react to that? You know, when you say we're doing yoga, they're like, what?
You know, it takes a while to buy in. You have to have that buy-in, and that's a culture that we tried to build here, is to trust your coaches. We're not doing something that we don't believe in, and so if we do it, we're trying to teach it. And I think all of us agree that we're not going to try to teach something we cannot do.
Right.
And I think for us, it is development. It's not just the skill set on the physical tools. It's all of it. I mean, especially on the mental side from my end, because that's where I think that I can push the most and build a culture is through that mental side. So
let's head out. We're going to go out to the cages. We're going to start following some of the guys, seeing what's going on out there on this winter workout tour.
And then we're working in arm.
Good shot, Gabe. Get up. Hey, I need better time. This is bad. Come on, Curry.
Out here in the cages, we were watching you work out with the catchers.
Yes, sir.
There. Now, Jamal Hughes also has brick wall catching.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Worked with the tribe. How long you been with the tribe?
This is my 5th revolution with the tribe. I've been here since 2019 was my first year. So including the summers and the fall, it's about my 5th session with them. So yeah, we got family orientated over here, man. Pretty small organization, but we all know each other. We come in here, we work hard. We got our own facility. We got quite a few good instructors in here. So family, you know, environment. We just here to help the kids get better, man. Help some kids try to get to the next level if that's what they aspire to do. So that's what we about over here.
There was one drill Drew and I were watching where you had the football.
Yeah.
I ain't never seen that before, buddy.
Yeah, that's fairly new. I just started working that into my bag of tricks per se. So with my tribe catchers, we work twice a week, so it tends to get a little monotonous sometimes. So I added a couple of things just to kind of spice it up a little bit, let the boys have a little bit of fun. And it works, it's tangible because even though the rules are a little different and ain't as much contact at the plate, we know that the play at the plate mainly is usually bang, bang. There's gonna be some type of collision involved. So with the football pass, I just emphasize to my boys to get the ball secured and brace yourself for contact. So just a little bit of wrinkle in there, let the boys have a little fun, that's all.
Yeah, I think the one maybe hitting is having more fun.
Yeah, for sure. They were excited about that today. Because when we did it the first time, I did it myself, and I said, I'm going to let you guys do it to each other today. So they were pretty excited about that, for sure.
So talk to us a little bit about your approach to that catching and what you've been working to help these. I mean, you have 15U and 17U here today.
Yes.
There's a big difference as far as when you're talking about a 15U pitcher.
For sure.
and a 17U pitcher, velocity-wise,
For sure.
what are the nuances there?
So there is a difference between, you know, the level of pitching at the age groups, but I try to stay pretty consistent with my approach because I feel like at 15 and 17, even though the pitching the velocity may be a little faster, the secondary pitches may be a little better. If you got that core understanding of the fundamentals, I feel like the repetition at the higher levels, once you see it more, you get more used to it. But as far as what I preach, repetition and mentality are my two main things. So we know that the position is tough in your body, mentally, physically, emotionally. So one of my main things with brick wall catching is just the mentality of what you need behind the dish to be successful, and the repetition, the level of commitment it takes to getting your body prepared for the demands of the position as well. So
it's tough, isn't it?
For sure.
I mean, I know I say this, I've been talking a little bit, we've talked to some catchers. When you're trying to catch 90 miles an hour, 85 miles an hour,
yes,
with somebody swinging, it's just difficult.
Sure. It's hard. That's why I like to talk to my guys and tell them that, man, even though a lot of people are physically capable to play the position, it takes a different type of person to be successful, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you got to be okay with somebody throwing the hardest, the ball coming at your face, somebody in front of you swinging. There's a lot of moving parts going on at the same time, so that's another reason why the mental part of it is a huge focus of mine, because we know you got to be more than one track minded with our position. We got to know what the count is, know what this guy did his last at bat, know where my defense needs to be positioned. So I preach to a lot of my guys to stay focused, be observant on what's going on throughout the game, and just go out there and have some fun, man. Most importantly, you got to have some fun with the position, because you're going to get hit. Sometimes you might not get the credit you deserve for doing a good job. So we got to find our own peace and things that we know we're doing well, even if we don't get the credit for it, or if we don't get the accolades for it from our teammates or whoever else it may be. So
very good. Yep. Jamal Hughes, guys. Jamal, thanks, bud.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Enjoyed it.
Start with 1-1s. Okay, so we're starting 1-1s with pitchers. I am going to have a couple of guys throw a little bit more than some of the others because I need them prepared. So if you're a guy that's like your primary position's an outfielder but you pitch, okay, you're not going to be priority tonight. I'm going to try to get these guys in that 45 pitch range tonight in their bullpens. Got it? All 4 cages need to be buttoned up. We're filling all of them. This mound needs to go back. These cages need to be pulled up a little bit so we're not putting pressure on these walls.
Enough time to have a double play. If you take more than 2 steps, you likely don't have enough time to get both sides. We're working on second tonight, but be aware when you got 2 runners, you don't have
A lot of fun out here tonight with USA Prime Missouri, the Tribe. Mitch, thanks for allowing us to come stick the cameras in your face, which we do anyway.
I like it.
You know, you come to the studio, we stick it in your face. Appreciate, we do, right?
Yeah.
And
the mature
we learned
person
a little bit more about your team out here today, so it's a lot of fun. Appreciate it. Winter workout tour, signing off. That's what we're doing.
That's what we had to do?
Yeah.
Okay.